Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now, it's been a while since I've done a book review, but that's because I've been getting ready for senior year, which has happened already, but I also need to start figuring out all these college stuff and all that thing. So this senior year is going to be very crazy to say the least. So that's why that summer I didn't really bother getting any books, which I'm sorry guys, but I just didn't. But since I wanted to go into senior year right, I wanted to do a book review, but it's not going to be a book I've, never read before. It's actually going to be a book re-review. I have not done this in a while since 2022, and I'm going to be re-reviewing Big Nate Flips Out. Now, a few years ago, I did a book review, or now I'm going to rename it to, I renamed it to Book Re-Review, Big Nate Lives It Up. And honestly, that was a really good book, although I don't think I gave it a great score. I think I gave it maybe a 7, which is unfortunate because I honestly think it deserved maybe more, maybe an 8.5, because I actually think the book is very decent and all that stuff. And now I'm going to be re-reviewing Big Nate Flips It Out because I've actually, no wait, not Flips It Out, Flips Out. I read this book a while ago and actually reread it again in the summer before school started. And the only reason I did is because it gave me a refresher and all that stuff. So, I've read this before, and it's a pretty decent book, and I honestly like its concept and all that stuff, although it's not, the story itself is kind of crazy and nuts. So, if you have not read it, just go off, click this video off, but if you read it, I think you'll understand what I'm talking about. Pretty much, the book is about Nate, Francis, Teddy working for the yearbook, and pretty much Nate has, the camera, which Francis, lends from Mrs. Godfrey. And speaking of Nate, by the way, Nate's having trouble with, his neatness, his tidiness, and all that stuff. He's really struggling with all that stuff, so it's not going well for him. And anyways, Nate takes the camera, takes a couple of pictures here and there, and then he keeps it in the locker, and unfortunately, apparently, he steals it. It's gone. That's what I meant to say. But, basically, Nate and Francis have a little bit of an argument and all that stuff, and then they end up breaking their friendship for a bit, which is very unfortunate. The next day, Nate wants to fix himself and all that stuff. Oh, by the way, the reasoning why he lost, the camera, or we'll see later when I'm mentioning this, he lost it because his locker was very messy and all that stuff, and Francis ended up blaming him, so whoopsie. Anyways, Francis is also, by the way, needy-tidy, and Nate wants to be like that, so he ends up getting hypnotized by Teddy's, Uncle Pedro or something like that. And it works. He's neat now, and things are fine. He's fixing everything, although, unfortunately, his friendship with Francis is not going well. By the way, we assume the person who stole the camera is Randy. And, the book goes on and all that stuff, and Nate is, struggling a bit just because, he's no longer friends with, Francis, and he's just, struggling a lot, so who knows how he's gonna do and all that stuff. And anyways, eventually it comes to a school picture retake day. He's hall monitor. It turns out it's actually stolen by a guy. The camera was stolen by Nick Blonsky and all that stuff. And Francis ends up getting bullied by Randy. The reasoning why is because Francis's middle name, I'm not gonna mention it, but it's not that great. And he gets bullied, let's say, for the most part, for Randy. And Nate ends up stopping him and all that stuff. And Nate ends up getting in trouble, which I guess that's fair because, he was the one who did push everything. But Randy did say some mean things, so he was off the hook, which, unfortunate, And eventually, it's figured out, Nate and Francis find out that the camera's there. Nick ends up getting in trouble thanks to Dee Dee. Congrats, Dee Dee. You solved the case. And he ends up getting, suspended for a week or something like that. That's great. Nate only got detention for, his crimes for the fight scene, but oh well. There's also this thing called Trivia Slam, and that's the big part of the event, and he ends up taking more pictures and all that stuff. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the end of the story. Gina, by the way, is, the person who made the camera shots and all that stuff. She's another villain in the story and ends up getting her comeuppance because, she took pictures of her friends, and eventually, her team ended up losing for the Trivia Slam. So, yeah, by the way, this video is a bit longer than most book reviews, but that's because I'm trying it a little different because it's a re-review, and also I know a lot more of this book because I've read it before. overall, this is a really decent book. And honestly, Nate and Francis eventually do get back together, by the way, which is great because I'm honestly happy and stoked for that. And for this review, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. An incredible book. And if you love Big Nate, you will love this book a lot. I am not giving it a 10 just because there's a few things here and there that not many people may enjoy. But I think this book is genuinely good. If you love Big Nate and if you love graphic novels, this is great. And it's honestly a must-watch. It gives you the importance of friendship. It gives you hilarity and all that. It's super fun. And honestly, I love it. Oh, by the way, Nate ends up not becoming Neat at the end of the book. So that's awesome. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. And I hope to do another review in the future. So thanks for watching. I'm flipping this book because it flips out, you know.